What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Another great win and another great performance. We've beaten Southampton 5-2 at Wembley. Let's get into the player ratings.
We start with Hugo Lloris. We gave Hugo a 5. Both the goals were really down to him. Both bad mistakes. The first one, he was beaten at his near post by Buffal. And the second one, it was a pretty poor punch from a corner.
But to be fair, he made some really good saves in the game as well.
He made some good saves, but unfortunately he did cost us 2 goals, which is a few too many. He had that iffy moment with Danny Rose in the first half as well, where that nearly cost us a goal. Luckily it trickled onto the post. Jan
Vertonghen, we gave an 8. I thought it was a really great commanding performance from Jan. Some last-ditch tackles and blocks, which I thought were sublime. He was cleaning up after couple of times they got in past Davis and Sanchez, but yeah, all round a really good performance from the end.
Yeah, I remember one moment in the second half, there was a ball played across the face of goal and it was about to land to the Southampton striker, and he just gets there in the last minute. He was playing quite well throughout the game and can't have any complaints. He looks a lot more comfortable with Sanchez next to him rather than Dyer, that's for sure. Moving on to Sanchez, we gave him a 7. Pretty competent display after he came back in the team against Burnley. He's been sorely missed in the team, and I thought he gave Southampton strikers barely anything. A couple of times, as you said, they got in behind him, which Jan was able to mop up, but Shane Long was up top and he had very little joy.
The team just looks so much more calmer at the back when Sanchez is there.
Yeah, he's definitely been a lot better than
he's been such a great signing. Can't stress that enough.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
And not many people knew who he was as well when we signed him, and 42 million as well.
I bet Rose had to Google him.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on to Serge Aurier, we gave him a 7. The last 2 performances have been really good for Serge, I thought. For me, what I would like to see is him giving them an extended run in the team now.
Well, ever since the Brighton game, whenever he's played, he's been pretty good. It says a lot, I think, that Pochettino chose to stick with Aurier ahead of switching him for Trippier after the game against Burnley on Saturday. I thought he gave another really solid display. Not as many mistakes as usual. Maybe he could have done better for the first goal. He kind of missed the through ball. Got a touch on it, but didn't get enough. So, but he was still a few things to iron out.
Yeah, he was getting up and down that right and providing options throughout the whole game.
And he really offers that width and that pace that we need sometimes in these games.
100%.
On to Danny Rose. We gave Danny a 7. I thought it was probably his best display since coming back from injury. I thought he played really well. He won the free kick in the first half that led to the goal. It was striding forward, going past a couple of players and winning a foul on the edge of the box. He also played that lovely pass in the second half, didn't he, to Harry Kane over the top when he nearly scored the volley. That was a great ball from Danny Rose as well. So he's really showing some form now, and hopefully he can push on. And because he's still not the same, we've seen him since his injury, but I think he's doing pretty well.
The only downside to Rose's performance is that Grandpa wasn't there to see it.
Yeah, such a shame. He was there in spirit, Grandpa. Grandpa knew what he was watching. But
I called him straight after the game, and he goes. First thing he said, how did Rose play?
You gave him the good news.
I gave him the good news and he was like, really, man of the match? I was like, no, not quite. But we move on to Eric Dyer. We gave him a 7. Back in midfield. Well, he was in midfield last game, but I think his best performances are in midfield. I think he gave a really strong performances and doing all those skillful touches and
we don't usually see actually.
Yeah, it was nice to see from Eric Dyer, but one iffy moment wasn't there when he played, who was it, through on goal?
Played Shane Long through on goal in the second half, under no pressure. He just plays the ball backwards and then all of a sudden it's through. But I thought he had a pretty solid display all round. It remains to be seen whether that's his best position. I still feel like it's in a back 3. That's when I feel like he's at his best. But
he's definitely better in midfield than he is in a back 2.
That's definitely true. Yeah, in a back 2 he's definitely.
Back 2 is his worst position.
But yeah, he did seem at home. Just the question is, in this kind of game, he was given a lot of time on the ball. In most other games, he gets pressed high. A lot of other games, he gets pressed high and he struggles to deal with it. So
he didn't let anyone have a sniff in midfield as well. His defensive play was spot on.
Very, very good. He did well, Eric Dyer. That's why I gave him a 7.
Yeah.
Moussa Dembele. We gave Moussa a 7.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty solid throughout. He went off pretty early, after about an hour, because of like a little niggle. But he was able to walk off, so he seems like he'll be alright. But it looks like the Dyer-Dembele partnership is back together after about a year out, you would say, when Jan was there. And they're looking good together again. It's kind of like back to basics under Pochettino with them together in centre mid. So they're doing well, and hopefully can continue while Jan was out.
Yeah, well, the only thing is his injury. Let's just hope he's not out for a long time now. We move on to Christian Eriksen. We gave him a 7. Much better from previous weeks. He was making things tick the whole time. You told me a stat that he created most chances in the whole game.
Yeah.
And for a game where we score 5 goals, I think that's pretty incredible.
He got an assist for his first goal.
Yeah, he got 1 assist, but in a game where there's 5 goals,
yeah,
you would expect him to get more assists anyway.
But he's had a pretty good game. I thought he was creating things. Yeah.
He made us tick the whole game.
Yeah, and he kind of set up a lot of situations where the other attacking players can finish off the moves, and that's what happened. And move on to Dele Alli. We gave Dele a 9. I thought he was absolutely brilliant throughout the game. After his continued improved performance from the Burnley game, where I thought he was outstanding, I thought he upped his performance even more this game. He got 2 assists and a goal. His goal was absolutely fantastic finish. Really little daisy cutter right to the corner, really accurate.
Amazing finish.
Corner, yeah. And he also did that pass for the second goal into Son, who squared it for Kane. Lovely, lovely pass by Dele Alli there. And he got 2 assists, 2 inch-perfect through balls where Kane and Son barely had to break stride to finish them. And they're absolutely, I thought, phenomenal. And he was losing the ball a lot less than usual as well. So fantastic performance from Dele Alli. You can't ask for any more than that.
Pochettino vows he was going to get him back to his best, and it looks like he's getting there. And also, you've made the point of saying that Dele Alli, as well as last season, he didn't actually start playing until about this point. And it seems like he's doing the same again this year. So moving on to Heung-min Son, we gave him an 8. Every time he got the ball in the game, it looked like something was going to happen. He got 2 assists and a goal. Amazing all-round play. What we've come to see around Sonny in the last month or 2.
He continues his great form.
Yeah.
Especially at Wembley, he's been in absolutely fantastic form. How he put Stoke to the sword that game, and now on Tuesday, he was absolutely fantastic. And his finish was a really competent finish across the face of goal. He was stretching the Southampton lines. He really gives us that pace in behind that we lack when he's not on the pitch, and he's becoming a vital part of our attack now. He kind of gives us more options when he's on the pitch.
What more can we say about Sonny? He's just been an amazing player for us recently.
To the man of the moment. Who else but Harry Kane? The man of the year, exactly. Harry Kane. We gave him a 10. Absolutely phenomenal performance again. He topped off his magical year with a perfect hat-trick. Right foot, header, left foot. Unbelievable performance. It wasn't just that, he was linking the play as he does as well.
And a bit of a Messi-like finish as well, the last one.
Yeah, a little lob dink finish. Absolutely on his left foot as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. The team kind of made the other 2 goals for him, but still had to be in those positions to finish them off. And he's just now a top goal scorer ever in 2017 in Europe's top 5 leagues for 2017. He's also broken Alan Shearer's record for most goals in a calendar year in England.
And that record lasted 22 years.
That's exactly. So how impressive. And he played less games than Alan Shearer.
When you think of the strikers that he's surpassed in that time, you got the Van Nistelrooys, the Henrys,
like even Suarez,
you know, it's just crazy.
Exactly, 13. I think it was 39 Premier League goals in a year, 56 in total. Absolute phenomenal year by Harry Kane. He's already on 18, and we're barely halfway through. Just gone halfway through, and he's just absolutely phenomenal. What more can we say? 6 goals in 2 games now for Harry Kane. He's just the man, and he's one of our own. That's the most important thing.
It's just amazing. His hat tricks.
He scores all types of goals. There's not one thing you can put him down as. Everyone says tap-in much and penalty much and blah, 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 blah. He just proves everyone wrong time after time after time. And he'll continue to do it because that's his mentality.
And it's just crazy to think about it. A guy who was in our academy, who went on various loan spells to various different clubs, lower league clubs, and didn't do well.
It's absolutely amazing to think about where Harry Kane come from, where he is now. He's going to become the best player in the world at this rate because he's getting there, honestly, with his record. Well,
when you look at the players that have won this goals in a calendar year, no one's won it apart from Ronaldo and Messi.
He's the first one, yeah.
Well, how many is it? 6 years or something?
Since 2010, a lot more than 6 years.
Well, exactly, since 2010. That's even more crazy. So moving on, Pochettino. I think we give him an 8.
Yeah.
Great selection. I was really happy with him keeping Aurier in the side. We all thought Trippier was probably going to play because he's been rotating the fullbacks a lot. But yeah, what more can you say?
He's probably. I think it was good for him to resist the temptation to play 5 at the back again. Now Sanchez was back. I think he's done well putting Dyer back in midfield, going back to a 4 at the back that we've done. Even though we struggled without Toby and Dyer in the 2, with Dyer in midfield and Sanchez in the 4, it's working out quite nicely so far, and he's done quite well there. And it manages to fit Son, Ali, Eriksen, and Kane all in one team.
But if Wanyama comes back, does he drop Dyer back in a back 3 and put Wanyama in midfield? midfield. It'll be
or did he just
interesting.
drop Dyer? Yeah, who knows? Yeah, it's going to be very... Or Dyer, Wanyama dropped Dembele.
Yeah.
Who knows? It'll be very interesting what Poch does. But for now, he's doing quite well. Sissoko, he came on a sub for Dembele in centre mid. I thought he did quite well. He didn't really... I think the game was already won when he came on, so it wasn't much for him to do. But
I think he gave a solid display.
Yeah, he was okay. Nothing too amazing. Lamela came on for a bit, but only 15 minutes.
Yeah, and didn't see much for him, to be honest.
If you like our content, like, subscribe, and comment below. Let us know what you think of our ratings, and let us know who your man of the match was. And as always,
Come on, you Spurs!
Everywhere we go.